Okay, so I have sent ETL like a SQL script that you have to be able to create this database ETL6 and then these two tables. Our goal is to is to create ETL a couple of ETL packages today, and we have to use control flow component of SSIS package to actually be able to to use some of the extra tasks and to understand exactly why control flow is used, what is the purpose of a control flow, why we need it. And we were using data flow task all the time, and now we have to use control flow. We will see the difference between them, when data flow is enough, when data flow is not enough, when we need to grab some other task, because data flow is just one task within control flow. Control flow have a lot of tasks, as you see here. If you go through them, they have really good descriptions here. Most of them are not really, you don't use them a lot. We will see the ones that you use, the ones that you will be asked interview questions, and then the ones that you actually use 99% of the time. We will see them, but there will be some exceptional projects, like some more complex scenarios. Maybe you will derive data from API, some web services, or some from different sources. Then you may actually use some of these extra tasks. They are very exception, and then I don't think right now you have to waste your energy, time, your memory, your focus on them, because they're not going to be asked in the interview, and probably you're not going to be starting using them from the first day of your work when you start. So we will focus on the ones that you use all the time. That's the goal. All right. So here's the scenario. The first scenario that we have to create ETL package, and this is two tables we have. We have inventory balances table at our reporting data warehouse database, and we have cycle counts table. So inventory balance table, usually, let's say if you have a store and you have inventory, and every day, and not every day actually, at any point of time, you have to be able to know how many items you have, how many products you have, and what are the quantities. Let's say if you sell smartphones, how many iPhones you have, how many Samsung phones you have, how many Nokia phones you have, different brands, and you have to know, let's say, if they are replenished, your inventory balance has to always change. And then the way how you change the inventory balances is usually when application is written, application architects, they make sure, for example, if you order something and you receive that, when you receive the box, you just scan the shipments, and then every time you scan those shipments, actually the deliveries that you received, they will be automatically updating this inventory balance table. There will be some probably store procedures behind it. It will read the barcodes from the boxes, and it will come and update this table. On top of that, there's also a concept called cycle counts. Cycle counts are done by your employees. So let's say every day, or whenever you ask your employees, that it's not scheduled. So what happens is employees will take the scanner, and it goes to inventory warehouse, and it starts counting products. Products usually, they have a item number. They are located in different places. For example, item number 157. We have 8 of them in bin 101. In bin 105, we have 5 of them. So usually inventory balance is described in terms of not only the item number, but also location, where it's stored. It's easier to manage your inventory that way. It's just a different topic. Don't worry about it. This is how the inventory balance table is designed. So cycle counts, what happens is your employee will go and count it. It goes and checks that item at that location, or it says, okay, I see 8, yes, I see 5, I see, yes, I have 200, I have 254 for this items. When it does the counting and enters the data, it captures also the date time of that transaction, of that job that he did. And then if you have some kind of code behind the scene that updates the inventory balance based on this, that's good. But sometimes it doesn't happen. Why? Because that doesn't happen automatically, because employee is taking the scanner on his hand. It's like a device, it's like iPhone. It goes and scans. And then when it scans, the data that scanner captures is gonna be stored. When it brings back, it will be stored in some kind of file, like a data file, flat file, or something like that. So then some kind of process will, like ETL process, will bring that data later on, and it will match with this table. And then if there is discrepancy on in total quantities, when you counted, if you counted less, this inventory balance will be updated. That process we have to design. Our goal is to design an ETL package, which so ETL package also, first of all, it has to every day, let's say, it has to bring inventory balanced information table every day. It can happen every hour, because your inventory changes a lot. Like you can actually, because it's data warehouse database, not transactional database, you just basically, you want to know, let's say every 3 hours, you want to know how many, like what is the status of inventories, right? And then there's also cycle counts happening. You also want to bring that data, you know where it's stored, and you want to bring that data to your data warehouse and also update your table based on this counts, like how many counts, how many actual numbers. So this table doesn't have to be like, for this scenario, we don't have to implement incremental loads concept, which we didn't study yet. We didn't go through. It's very important. Incremental load is probably going to be asked at any ETL, any SSIS type of ETL type of interview question. They will ask about incremental load. But for this table, you don't need incremental load. You don't need that kind of smart logic of bringing data. Incremental load usually brings only change, new information. Here you can bring everything. Why? Because inventory balance, you don't want to capture how much it was 10 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, or something like that. In this case, in this scenario where this case, we don't want to capture that information. Let's assume that, the assumption is you don't care about it. All you care is to know what is right now, how many I have. And also you want to be more sure, so you want to bring this data and then update them. That's detail requirement. So to achieve that, what we want to do is, every time we bring this data, we have to truncate this table, meaning we have to make this table empty, and then bring the new data and dump to this table, and then see the new table. That's what ETL should do. Cycle count should be the same thing. It should just truncate the table, and then after truncation, it should just basically load the information, and then after loading, they should, if there is a discrepancy, cycle counts, if cycle counts has found some kind of discrepancy, it has to apply that. So there is some kind of a SQL truncate statement has to be run, update statements have to be run. Also, there should be ETL work. All this can be done wrapped into one ETL project. So let's start from the first step. So first step of your ETL, let's start from easy part that you already have understood how to do. Data flow task, DFT, which will extract data and then load data. So here, one thing I have to also mention, this table you want to bring after this, because even 5 minutes after this, you have to, after you bring this, you have to bring this table, because it's possible that when you are bringing them together, or you bring this first, after your ETL job is done, this table may get updated at the source, and then new cycle counts may come and you may miss it. So that's why you want to bring this table first, and then you want to bring this afterwards, and then you want to compare them. That's the logic. So you have some kind of flow of logic going on here. So you have to do step 1, load inventory balances table. Step 2, load inventory balances, cycle counts, CC table, cycle counts table. Also, there's step 0. Before loading, step 0, actually, let's call it step 1, and this is gonna be step 2, gonna be step 3. So step 1 is gonna be truncate those inventory balances IB table and CC tables. So this one we call it IB, inventory balances, and this one we call it CC, cycle count. So your ETL should first, it should truncate these tables, it should make empty. After that, it should load new data to this table and to this table. After it loads, you have to, for the last step, update IB table if there is discrepancy based on CC records. So if CC table says, okay, let's, I gave you guys SQL script test. If you run, you will actually see this table. Here, actually, when they did this cycle count, they saw 157 item number at this location. We have 60 of them, not 5. So what happened is delivery people brought this, the receiving department, they received the item and they put it onto the shelf at the location, but they didn't, somehow the process yet not updated in the system. So it may actually be some kind of process in OLTP system that, but in your OLAP, in your data warehouse, it's not reflected yet. So you have to do some kind of update stuff here. So you have to create this 4 steps. That's good. All right, so let's come here. So we will create one data flow task and we will call it step 2. Step 2, which is gonna be load inventory balances. Also, you will have step 3 afterwards, not together. Step 3, load CC, cycle counts. Step 1, we have to write some kind of truncate statement. Truncate statement means SQL. SQL work is done with execute SQL task. That's gonna be truncate IB, and CC. So that's our step 1. Let's actually remove the steps. Make it nice and readable. Unnecessary stuff is gonna hurt always. So truncates inventory balances and loads, and you see in a control flow panel, you don't need a multicast. Like you can actually have as many like if you wanted, let's say I want to remove this, and I could have done this. Like if I wanted them to happen parallelly at the same time. once this is happening, if you wanted this also to happen, that's what you would do. But that's not our goal. We have different control flow logic. Our flow should go as this in this style. And the last step is another SQL task. The last step, which is update statement. We have to write an update statement, which if there is change in here, it should update this one. So basically, you need to update the inventory balance. This is your control flow. Control flow has three components. Has only three components. It has this. Who tells me what it is? What is the name of this? This is precedent constraint. That's what it's called. So it's basically logic. If this truncate statement happens successfully, run this one. If it fails, like you can create some kind of failure statement as well, and you could have done that, but I'm not going to do that. It's going to run only when it succeeds. If it fails, we can do some kind of error handling, and that way we'll spend one class just for that purpose. There's another thing, completion. That what it is it doesn't care whether this succeeds, error happens, successfully happens, does not care. As soon as this finished, you want to start this job. So that is another logic. Also, you can actually write like expressions, and like you can edit, and you can actually, instead of constraint, you can actually write expressions, some kind of logic too here. That's we're not gonna do that. This is perfectly fine right now. Success. So this control flow has only three items. The first one is the precedent constraint, is arrow, and then you have this many tasks. Tasks are some kind of jobs that are written in programming language, using programming languages, C#. Behind the scene, this is some kind of a C# code, some like a store procedure. This is by itself, for example, T-SQL store procedure, T-SQL store procedure, store procedure, store procedure. So it's just a programming language. It's some kind of a compiled code. But for us, it's made so easy. We're just using it drag and drop and applying the logic. So we have precedent constraints and we have tasks. Let's collapse them. So we have tasks, we have precedent constraint, and the last thing we have is containers. Containers is something we're not going to use today. We'll use it tomorrow. That's another reason why you will use this control flow pane. Control flow pane, you will use it when you do a lot of data flow activities, data flow tasks. So ETL, so this is ETL number 1, this is ETL number 2, and they shouldn't happen at the same time. They should be step 1, step 2. They have to, so you see the requirement. You cannot put all this logic inside one in here. It's not possible. So you have to actually do it in control flow. You have to control how things are working, how your ETL is going, so that the steps of your this is where it's done. Also, this has a lot of common features, like this tasks that we'll go through. The common ones are the most popular ones, but there are also some other ones that are listed here. We'll go through them. Basically, it's this pane has only three things: tasks, precedent constraints, and containers. That's all we have. Okay, so let's go back to our ETL. We have to truncate both this table and that table in our destination, in our reporting data warehouse, right? So let's write that. So we're gonna write, we'll open the execute SQL task editor. Execute SQL task will do basically write SQL statements into the data, any database. So it can be store procedure, user-defined function. It can be just queries. You can use CTEs here. Whatever your query you have, usually you write in here, SQL statement bar. But first, you always have to start with connection, right? You have to, here here's a connection. You can do connect to Excel, OLEDB, or ADONet, different stuff. Like OLEDB is the number one that you use, 99%. It's just for databases, SQL databases. Let's build the connection. So I have to bring a new connection now in this case. So we will use the reporting data warehouse we already had. Otherwise, you have to create from the scratch. And now it's the SQL that you write, you can actually use it from file connection. It can be the SQL statement might be in the file, some kind of SQL file, and you can actually show the location and it will grab it from there. It can come up as a variable. Those two scenarios are very quite rare, not usually uses. Usually used directly, you write your SQL statements. SQL statements usually truncate table, very easy. Just how you would. I suggest you guys write your T-SQL here.
Adam?
Yes.
Using reporting data warehouse, but there is you create.
Yeah, I create a database. That's my source. I get the data from there. So let me explain the flow of the what's happening. So here I will get the data from the new database that I have created. I bring it to to here. So I take the data from this is ETL 6 is actually OLTP database. It's a transactional database. There's a lot of transactions happening, and that data should come to reporting data warehouse. Before that data comes to reporting data warehouse, what I need to do, I have to truncate that from this table. I have to make that table empty. And then I have to bring the data and load it to this table, which are, so here the movement, what is happening is from OLTP to data warehouse. OLTP database name is ETL6 in this case. Data warehouse name is reporting data warehouse. So from OLTP database, I have to move to reporting database. In this case, CC, it's not coming from OLTP, it's coming from file source. It has to go to data warehouse too, from different location. But before this data comes here, I have to make that table empty. Every time when I bring the new data, I want to make sure I will clean the old data. I will truncate old data and then bring the data, capture it from the source systems. Is it possible? Do you understand now?
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So let's write the truncate table statement. So it's going to be inventory balances. So this one is going to be that. That's it. Two statements: truncate table, truncate table. This statement has the statements has to go into our SQL statement bar here. We have to put that's it. That's all we need to do. So what we are doing right now is what usually SQL statements, right? DMLs. You have what kind of DMLs you have? You have select, and you have insert, update, and delete, and truncate. Also, Microsoft says it's a DML, or Oracle says it's DDL. MySQL says it's DDL. It's very confusing, but it depends on what SQL dialect that you're using. But anyway, so if you run these statements, you will have no results, right? It does not. They don't return result set. Select statement. Instead, select statement is different statement. It returns result set. Insert will insert some kind of data to a table, updates, deletes, and truncates, makes it empty. But select, the whole purpose of it is reading, it's returning data. So why I'm talking about it? This statement, truncate, will not have any result set, none. If you write update, delete, truncate type of statements, you should select none. But when you select something from a data warehouse, database, and then you want to bring that data to your ETL, then you have to select different options here, 3 options. And that's something that we're not going to do right now. That's going to be the next time we will look into that. And when you do that, you have to modify these 3 pages. But for this case, when you just write this statements, sometimes you may do parameter mapping, because if you, let's say you write update statement in your where clause, you want to pass in some kind of parameter, let's say where ID equal to something, then in that case you may do that. But in this case, we're just writing truncate table, so we don't have to modify these 3 pages, 3 properties. So ignore them for this task, for this project, for this package. That's it. That's all we need. We have already done step number 1. Step number 2. Now our destination table will be empty at this stage. So here now we are in inside ETL, inside the data flow task, inside the data flow pane. We have to grab the data from OLEDB source. We have to create new. We don't have ETL 6 here, so we have to create new one now. Okay. Let's actually grab the server name. So I have different servers, too much stuff cached, so it's basically, so here you go, right here it's finding. So I'm gonna grab ETL 6. This is the source, and I have to grab inventory balance table from here. Okay, do that. Okay, and the table that I want to grab is cycle counts, now inventory balance, and I have 4 rows. Looks good. Okay, and I have to write that into our destination table, which is gonna be, to look at our steps. So I'm grabbing from here, writing here. It's not in here, it's in data reporting data warehouse, and then the table is gonna be inventory balances table. Is inventory balance table. DV, oh, right there. Okay, view existing. Okay, there's existing data right now, but because our truncate statement has not run yet, that has to run and that has to switch. So that's the goal. So we should not, like, if we don't truncate it, what it happens is every time new data comes in, it starts inserting, and this gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It will have fresh data plus old data mix, and it will be mess. So you need to erase, truncate, delete the old data, remove the old data, and bring the new data. That's the goal. Okay, so probably it's missing some mappings. Okay, now it's good. That's it. Our ETL package, the second package, is also modified. So what happened here? No connection specified. I did connection. No. Okay, it's ETL reporting data warehouse. That's where we need to run our truncate tables. We have to truncate the destination. Okay, so load cycle counts. I don't want to grab it from a data from the same database. I want to grab it from file. Like I said, let's assume that this data is being generated by some kind of a process, some kind of a device, and devices usually they return data into some kind of flat files or something like that. It's possible they write into data warehouse. Databases too. But, okay, so let's create our. So I'm gonna here in ETL 6 right here. I'm gonna create new text document, and that I will say source CC cycle count results. It's the name of the file, and I'll paste it. So it's pasting by tab delimited, but I can let's say if you press Ctrl H, and it will highlight the tab space, and you want to replace it with a comma. Let's say you don't have to, you can still use this old like whatever the original is, but let's say the device is creating some kind of CSV, means comma separated file, CSV. So here you go. Do you want to change it? Yes, we'll change it. Okay, here you go, and that's gonna be our flat file source. We have to create new connection manager, flat file connection manager. We can call it FFCM, file collection, or we can call it cycle count results, for example. And we have to specify where it's coming from. Download, ETL, PC results, open, okay. Looks good. Everything's looking good. Advanced tab. Now, right here, we have already done this part before. We have to specify correct data because it's text file. Everything will be string. Everything will be read as a string. So you have to change this. Location is string. If you remember, location is something like this. It is string. ID number. This is ID number. This is integer. This is integer. This is date time. Forward unsigned. Created this one. If you say DT, if you say D, it should bring out database timestamp. Okay. Okay. And we are going to a database, which is a reporting data warehouse. And that is located here. And the table is called cycle counts. Existing data, it's not empty yet. Okay. Mapping. I think mapping is missing. Okay, that should fix it. That's it. Our step 3 is fixed now. The last step is this statement will empty this step. This step is going to be empty too. They will load. After that's load, we have to do some kind of update statement. We have to write this update statement here. So let's say if the data is something like this, I have to match this records with this records, and I have to update them. What kind of update I have to write, guys? You already know T-SQL. You guys are very professional at writing T-SQL. So you have to suggest me here. What kind of statement do I need to write here? I have to update this table. If 8 is equal to 8, I should not update it. If 5 not equal to 60, then I have to update this row. This is same, it should not. So what kind of statement do you need to write here? What's that?
Case statement?
Case statement, you mean update statement with a case, right?
Yes, that's what I meant, sorry.
Okay, so can you tell me what are my steps? Like I'm gonna start writing update. What should I write now? I should say this table, right?
Yes, update inventory balances and set total quantity. So which one are we comparing? And 8, no, The total quantity.
You can do where, you can do from, you can also do
Join first, right?
join, right?
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah. You need
Yes,
or
that's
something?
actually really good T-SQL interview question. Someone got job just with the SQL statement. So you can do, what's that?
I remember you told us something. I cannot remember exactly, but like it was like match or something.
Merge statement. Merge statement. Why
yeah,
you cannot remember? You should remember merge statement.
Yeah,
Merge
sorry, I
statement
couldn't
is,
remember. Yeah.
yeah. Repeat that merge statement. We will see that again because it's gonna when we after a couple of classes, 2 or 3 classes, we start working with data warehouses and we'll start building logic to like ETL packages like incremental loading, stuff like that. They will use merge statement. You will repeat it, even you don't remember. Now you will remember it, but you can do the same thing. But in this case, merge statement will do insert, update, delete, everything all together. But here we are doing just update. So merge is not really important here. Only update can do. Update with a join is really good answer, but now you guys need to help me to write update with a join statement syntax. You have to know how to write update with a statement join. So here, what should I say? What table is joining? It's joining to cycle counts, right? Okay. So what should be the join condition? Let's call this one. Let's give them alias IB and
team numbers equal to each other.
IB item number. Okay. Is the item number equal is enough? What do you think?
No, at location.
Exactly. We need to match. Why we need to do that? Because 657, 6057, they match. That's correct. This 852, they match. If you just if you join by item number only, they two match correctly. But this and that, they will have a problem matching. This row will match with this row also will match with this row. It shouldn't happen. This row should not match with this row because this row has different location, this row has different location. That's why we have to do item number and B dot.
But both of them is a 110. They're different, right?
What's up?
No, I got it. Yeah, they are location.
So this is our join location. Also, I wanted to put the where clause logic. This is not like you don't have to know this right now. Just usually this is the you will be told by whenever you are creating ETL package, you will usually get some kind of mapping document or some kind of BRD, which is called business requirement document. So there you will have some kind of this logic, like a where clause logic. If you have to do join to 2 tables, the join conditions also will be given to you. You don't have to usually guess them, you know. Even you have to guess them, it's still so easy. So like, you can ask people who are already working. You can ask the join conditions. Like, you should like by checking it, just to make sure if there are like, yeah, if you have to join multiple times, then you have to you can also ask that question. Okay, here I think this should be another requirement here. Because this updates happened after this. So you have to make sure that when they counted and your updates at your inventory balance, the counted number should be newer. If it's old information, then the 60 might be old counts, you know, it can be actually incorrect 60. Now it's actually might be number 5 instead. So if the counted date is younger than this date, then you know, okay, so this happened after this event. So then, okay, I can actually use this information. So this logic I'm putting myself, don't worry about it. But this will not run right now. We have to fix this place. What do I have to say here?
Case I
you don't need to write any case statement here. All you have to say is
select.
That's it. Still there is one syntax error, but this set clause is correct. One right here. If you guys remember, I said when you write update with a join, you have to use here alias. The alias that you are, the alias of the table that you are updating. You do IB, inventory balance is the one that you are updating. That's it. That's perfect. Actually, we can check it if it's correct or not. So let's wrap it into transaction. Begin tran. And here we will say commit rollback, just in case. So let's run this. Let's check if this is happening. So right now in ETL, we are in reporting DB, right? So let's change the databases. Let's change this in ETL 6 database. Well, we are inside the ETL 6 database. I don't want to update it before bringing that data, but I want to show you that it's working. So I will begin transaction and I'll update it. And it affected 4 rows. Okay, and then I will see what is going on there. Now you see 60 has became 60. I'm gonna roll it back because I want to run this store procedure in reporting data warehouse, not at the OilTP database. It's not a database that belongs to me. It doesn't. I don't care about the database. I'm the owner of the reporting data warehouse, and that's what I care. So I have rolled back the change. Now there's nothing to roll back. When I see the tables, now the data came back to its original state. I'm gonna come back to my database data warehouse. So I have to run this. Right now, at this moment, my 2 tables are in sync. They are matching. But when I bring the data from this data warehouse to here, from file to here, I will have a discrepancy. Then I have to run this. So instead of writing a too long T-SQL, what I want to do is I want to create a store procedure. And I will call it very descriptive stuff, USP, user store procedure, and then update in balance. That's the name of the store procedure, and you say yes, that's all I need to do, and I'll create that store procedure in my reporting data warehouse. And now I will grab this. Exec, or you can say execute. And if I run this, there you go, it updated 4 rows. So my update statement might be not really good. Don't worry about it. Like you can, in real life, your update statement here will have better business logic and stuff like that. But right now I'm updating because I know in the data warehouse, right now the data is in sync. So that's perfectly fine. I didn't wrap it into begin transact. I didn't put it into transaction because in reporting data warehouse, I'm not worried to lose data. In the other source, I was afraid. So I'm going to use this execute store procedure in my execute SQL task editor. So I have to put it here. Again, if you want to pass in some parameters to this store procedure, there's parameter mapping, and that's what we're not doing today. That's the scope of this second and the next time. So we will keep it very simple for now. So we are running this at the reporting data warehouse, and that's OLEDB in name, description, code page. This you can actually check if this is working. Parse. for parsing, you have to check it to true, and then if you say parse, it says operation has no effect, property was set to true, bypass property was set to true. So if you say false, now if you parse it, it says query parse correctly. What it's doing is it's actually bringing it to that database and it's running stored procedures. Is it running or not? That's what it's doing. You can actually check it, but that's what it is. Say okay, and I think we have done everything correctly. I think I've done everything correctly. So what I'm gonna do is before running this stored procedure, what I want to do is I want to put some kind of for debugging purposes. So to understand what's going on, I'm gonna put some breakpoints. Breakpoints, there are a lot of options. I'm gonna do the first one, which is pause this step before running it, break it, stop it. That's what it's saying. I'll do the same thing here too. I want to see what's going on, and then here too. I want to see everything step by step, what's going on at my source. Okay, so this is my data warehouse. This is how everything is looking at this moment. Okay, let's run this package. Okay, so it stopped at this step right now because I put the breakpoint, and I'll go back to my data warehouse and I'll check. Okay, those two tables are empty now. Data warehouse tables are empty. They are ready to be populated, to be loaded with the new data. Okay, so, and I will hit again. The next step has gone successfully, all right? Again, run this. The first table was loaded. Okay, good. And I think I have done one problem. I just realized. Also, I have to do this. Set ib dot updated DTM equal get date. Because when you update a row, when you update your rows, you have to update. You have to update with a date, because you have to know that your inventory balance is up to date, and that's when you update it. So I'm gonna. It's actually not another set statement. It's just one comma is enough. Updated. I think D is missing here. Right here. And it has to be alter procedure, alter statement to my store procedure. I'm going to alter it. Good. So I don't have to change this because it's going to call the name of it, this part. So that the syntax of it is changed, but the name has not changed. So I don't have to update it. Okay, next step. Next step should load data in the second database, second table. Both tables should have data now. Okay, good. But the problem is, you see, these two rows are not matching. Cycle counts found some discrepancy in the data. Also, my dates are kind of showing older stuff. So what I'm gonna do here is, I'm gonna run the last step of my store procedure, and let's see. Here we go. It became 60, and also it's fresh, 1855, which is our system time. That's it. Our ETL package is working correctly fine, and it's rerunnable, really good package. I'm gonna go ahead and disable the breakpoints because I'm satisfied the way it's working, and this is usually done at the design time. When it's a runtime, usually when it's in production, when that ETL is actually happening, you're not gonna do this. This is bad thing if you forget that. This is just for you to debug, to understand if your every step is working correct. You're just confirming, you're testing your own package. That's it. Your package is good. We have called it package one. We will call it 6 dot control flow example. So I wanted to show you why control flow is important. What is the purpose of control? We were just doing one ETL every time. But in this case, we had to use control flow logic, meaning we had some steps to run. They were, all those steps depend on each other. Before truncating, you cannot load your data. First, you need to do this. And then second, you need to do. Third, you need to do. If you needed to do them parallelly, you could have done, like you can put here and you could have connected to here. And then last thing you have to do is update the statement. So you are not only doing ETL thing, but also you're doing some kind of extra work as well. And also another thing, it's not relevant to what I'm saying. It's another point I want to mention. Execute SQL task is awesome task. It operates, it does set-based approach. It applies changes to the whole data set. But when I talked about transformation, OLEDB command, it will do T-SQL statement, DML statement, row by row. For every row that's coming from this source, it will be running the same update statement. If 1 million rows come, it will run the update statement 1 million times. But here, this guy will do one update and it will touch all data. So if you can rewrite your OLEDB logic outside of your ETL and use the truncate, which is possible most of the times, you should do this instead of using OLEDB. If you are updating just only a couple rows, maybe a couple hundred, and if it's not a big deal, use it. Otherwise, don't use it. Use this. This is the best way of updating and deleting your stuff. So this is one package we have looked. And we'll create another package now.
Yeah. Can I ask? So you truncated both tables at the beginning of the process. So you said that it gets overloaded with the data if you don't do it.
Yes, yes. So in this case,
what about the remaining data? Like this process will happen, will get repeated a lot of times, right?
Yeah, so this is different types of tables as well. You have to pay attention to the types of the tables too, because when you're reading your tables, there are transactional tables, there are master tables. Master tables usually will have like a per employee information, address information. They are master tables. Transactional tables are like a sales, like we had a sales order header, sales. You don't truncate those tables. Sales stuff, you have to just bring the new data. Inventory balance is different type of table. Cycle count is also different type of table. In this case, you don't care how many iPhones you had 1 hour ago. You care about how much you have right now. Like inventory balance is exactly very similar to your bank statement paper. When you open your bank statement, you don't care how much you had money 37 days ago, 38 days ago, 40 days ago. You don't care how much you had at that point. Yes, you care about those transactions, how much you did the transactions, like how much you paid for this transaction, for that. That information does not live in a inventory balance table. Inventory balance table is different type of table. It will tell you what is the quantity of your inventory, how much you have right now. So this information, you don't care to capture the historical stuff, like 1 hour ago, how much I had, that kind of stuff. You don't care about it. So what you do is you just truncate it and load it for this type of tables when you don't care about history.
But there's a separate process, right? That logs all the transaction that's happened.
But this is not transaction. This is inventory balances. You have
in the reality, there's something that.
No, this is also reality. There are some tables that are inventory balance type of tables, and you don't really have to know their history. You know what I'm saying? Like it's possible, like you there are some scenarios. For example, when you sell some stuff, some products, you write that into transactional types of tables, like a sales order header, sales order, sales detail table. You will capture the history. Today at 5 o'clock, I sold this much. I sold that much. That's sales table. He captures the history of your transactions. This is not for that. This table is to know what is your, like a, this, it's like a screenshot of your balances right now. How much do I have right now on my hand? That's what this table, the purpose of this table. That's why you just, what you do when you bring the fresh information, you don't bring the fresh information little by little. You bring everything, all information at once. In this case, this is a little bit complex scenario. Don't worry about it. This is not going to be part of your interview question. A lot of people may not even understand it. If you are involved in database design and architecture, you have to know different tables, different requirements. So it's a little bit too much for you to understand right now. So don't worry about it right now.
Is there an automatic update for this, for example?
Yes, there will be some kind of store procedures when applications do the counting or some kind of
every 2-3 minutes, right?
Yeah, like yeah, it's done like very frequently. When you business, it may be done every like Amazon, for example, every seconds it's updating its inventory balances table. Like it has to know when you start when you want to buy something, it usually shows how many you have on hand. Like you have 7 left, 5 left. This is that type of information.
I got it right now. Thank you very much.
No problem. So Tranke, this type of ETL, it's called by name. This type of ETL design, it's called trunk and load. Trunk and load. Trunk and load. There are some ETLs like that. It's absolutely possible. Also, these tables, they usually have maybe like a 500,000, 5,000, 10,000, 55,000 rows. They're not going to have 200, 300 million rows usually. They're going to be usually smaller stuff because they don't have to capture the history. They're interested to know how much do I have right now on my hand, what is available, and where they are located, where their locations are, that kind of information. Okay, so that was another ETL package. Now we will, let me look at the time. Okay, good. So now we will try to write a dynamic package. Dynamic package number 1, because this is going to be a very simpler version, but as we progress using more tools, like let's say later on we will start using containers like for each loop container, for loop, so your dynamic package will start becoming more and more complex. So when you say I write very complex ETL packages, so do you mean that you write like a very dynamic package that it will clean itself, it will change, it will do a whole bunch of processes? So that's what we try to do right now. So let's say we have some kind of requirement that you have to, every day you have to drop flat file that is cycle count. Like let's say you do some kind of cycle count logic calculation, and you have to drop a file into a folder, some kind of a shared folder, and then different people, like different applications or something like that, they come to that folder and they grab that information from that folder. So your job is to create an ETL package that grabs this cycle count information and puts it into some kind of folder. So that's our overall logic to achieve in this case. All right, so first let's start with this data flow task. Data flow task will take the data from OLEDB source. Let's say this information lives inside ETL6 database. And then I will, okay, and the table is cycle counts. This is the information. And you have to throw it into some folder, which is gonna be flat file destination. Flat file destination, when you say new, it will give you like a option. How do you want to do, what kind of delimiters you want to use? So like you want to say, just, I want to just delimit it like, you know, the CSV type of information. So, and then now you have to actually specify a folder. Let's actually create a folder right here. I'm going to create 2 folders. I'm going to call it source folder. Why? I will explain later. So this source folder is your for your ETL package only. That's where you put your data, and that's this folder belongs to your department, to your team. But there is another folder that's shared folder, destination folder. That folder is used by different audience, like different people, different departments, different teams. So your job is to drop the file here. After file is generated, you need to grab this file and bring it to destination folder. And basically you need to archive it in this place, like archive it, like drop it there. You don't need that. So this folder, that's where you, so at the source folder, you have to drop it, and then destination folder, you have to bring it there. So there should be another job that grabs from here to here. There should be some kind of task dedicated for that. And ETL, your SSIS, has that task. And that's what we'll use today. So for now, I'm going to use source folder. There, I'm going to say CC. That's it. That's all I want to call it. Text file name, cycle. The name of it is CC, cycle counts. You have to give it a name, and then all the rest stuff you don't have to care. You don't. It's the destination, so you don't have to select it. Let's preview the data. Good. Preview it. Oh, so it's showing nothing right now because we didn't run it. The destination is empty. So we're gonna say yes. So it will show red because I forgot to press the mappings. That's what happens usually when you press it. So you have basically created 2 connections. One is to the OLTP environment, and one is to the file system, the directory where you're dropping, which is right here. You are dropping in this folder. After you drop it here, what you need to do is you have to do another task, another step. Step number 1 is generate CSV, comma separated file, or what, some kind of a flat file, generate flat file. After generating that flat file, you need to use this task. This task, as name suggests, it's called flat file system task. File system, it works with the files, file folders, with your directors. It works with, if you open it, it actually has description on top. It says it's used to creating, moving, deleting files or directories. Directories are folders, files, whatever it has inside that folder, that's it. It does this operations. It can copy directory, means it can copy the folder, whole folder. It can copy a file. It can create folder, delete folder. It can delete whatever the folder it has, all the content. It can delete it from there. It can delete file, move directory, and move file, directory, folder. The rename file is the best one. That's you use a lot. Rename, what it does is it's gonna move the data. It's gonna take the flat file that we're creating, plus it will move it to some other place. At the same time, it will also give it a new name. So let's use that. And it's gonna have source, where it will take from a source folder, and it will bring it to another folder that you want to use. Okay, so connections. Connections can be a variable. Most of the time they are usually variable, because you want to make your package dynamic. In order to make it dynamic, you usually use some kind of variables. Variables change their values at runtime. This is the stuff that we're working is a design time. At the design time, variable might have just a static value, but when the package starts running, variables value start changing. So that's why variable is very useful. Like we use variables for that purpose, because variables change their values at runtime. If you control that, you can actually achieve a lot of good results. In this case, that's it. We will just get the stuff from new connection manager, browse, and then we have to get it from source folder. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to create anything. I'm going to use the connection manager that already exists. This flat file connection manager is actually this. That was created by, let's say, okay, here. When you connect it to this, you created flat file connection manager. This is dropping the data into this folder. So that folder, this is the connection, this is the place. So that's what you want to use for the same thing. For the flat file, you want to use the same connection manager. Same location. You want to go to the same location and grab, when you say edit, and you will browse. When you wrote the connection manager, you gave a name and you called it CC. That's so this connection manager will hold both the value of the direction where we are storing at the same time name of the file. So this flat file, the file system task, will use that directory and that the name of the file. We don't have to create from the beginning. It's going to be just double work. So it will grab that and it will move it to destination. Right? Destination, new connection manager, browse, destination folder, and you have to create this. This can be cycle count results. You have to give it a time and .txt. That's the type. Oh, we chose existing probably. Yes, we said if there's existing file, write it into that existing file. Right now it does. We don't have it. We wanted to actually create a file like a text document. So you have to give it a name as well. CC results .txt. That's how we want to call it. Okay. Okay.
That was source again, I think.
Did I? It's possible that I did that. Let's go back.
It should be destination.
Good catch. And so there's this. Edit this guy and browse. And we are in the source. You are absolutely correct. Actually, I'm gonna go to destination and I'm gonna call this right there. And as you see, that's changed. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do this. There we go. False. That file, copy directory. Okay. So what does it say? It's not the file. The type of the connection, flat file. Did I change something? Connection, flat file, copy directory, false. Type of connection, flat file connection is not a file. That should be fine. Let's actually go here and run it. Flat file, did I change something? Let's delete it for now. I might have pressed something that didn't make sense. Okay, it's working. So it's probably something was wrong with that. So I'm going to recreate the same thing from the beginning. Flat file source. It's possible that you first need to create that file as well. Flat file system task needs to see that. So in that case, what you need to do, you first run your package like this. Just don't do this. Just okay. So before doing the flat file, just run your package once. So what it does is it's going to create that stuff. It's CC. You see, there's a file now. So that's good. There's a file. The file exists. Now you should be able to actually configure this stuff. I'm gonna use the same connection. I'm not gonna copy, but I'm gonna rename it. Renaming means it moves the data plus gives a new name. Destination, we will use the destination that we created last time. And let's see. Created. Okay, both steps went perfectly fine. And as you see at the source folder, that file does not exist anymore. If you go to destination, the file exists and there's a 4 rows. Okay, good. Okay, so let's rerun this package, how it works in this case. And it fails. Why it's failing? So this is creating a file. At the source, but at the destination CC results already the file exists, and that what is happening is there's the error. It says let me copy the message and put it right here so that you guys can see and it makes sense to you. So it says cannot create the file when that file already exists. That's what's happening. Your ETL package is not dynamic. So it has to, flat file system is not smart enough to create different name every time when it does it. So you have to be able to rerun your package and it should work perfectly fine in that case. So for that purpose, we need to actually make it dynamic. Like we have to make some changes to it. For that purpose, we need to create a couple of variables, and then those variables we should. So the logic, what do we need to achieve is we have to grab this file, and when we bring it to the destination, when we drop it, we should not drop it as a CC result. We should drop it as like this. So like a CC results. So we have to write this type of logic. So this is actually basically we have to give it a. I have to cast it as a differently, but blah blah blah. I don't want to worry about that right now. But basically, I have to put some kind of date time in the name of the file. So it has to have some kind of CC results, and then it should have some kind of a date time at the end of the file. So it should end with 2020 02 17. It shouldn't have these dashes. It shouldn't have this. I have to do some kind of cleaning. So basically, I have to attach every time I bring the file to my destination folder. I have to concatenate at the end of this file. I have to concatenate some kind of date and time numbers there up to seconds, so that I can create new one. so that their names are unique. So this, I don't get this this error already exists, name already exists, error should be gone when I achieve that result, right? So let's do that. For that, I will create several variables. First, let's create file name. Later on, you can actually start modifying this too, and this is gonna be string. It's not single, but string. File name, I will call it CC or CC results at this moment at the destination, right? So destination file name. Destination file name is CC results. That's what we chose. Another variable, destination folder path. What is the destination folder path? That's what we need to grab that destination. In order to grab it, you can just highlight like this and right click and copy. Another variable I need is I have to concatenate them together now, and I have to create destination full path. Destination full path. That's what I need to create. That's my goal, and I have to create this logic code. For that, I don't want to put the value, but I want to write expression. If you press this 3 dots right here, you will get this expression bar that you already seen in the derived column transformation and conditional split. You already seen this stuff, like, right? So that's what you're getting. So if you expand, we have destination folder paths here. When you say evaluate expression, it will show you the values. So it says it's destination folder. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say plus, which is concatenation operation. Right here it says plus sign is used for concatenating, for connecting, adding string values. I'm gonna add / because if you see in your folder paths, computer uses slashes, / says inside the users folders, there's another folder, and it uses this format. So I'm trying to achieve the same thing. So let's evaluate the expression. It's broken. So it says it's not correct syntax. Why? Because in SSIS, in your ETL, when you use / you have to use 2, because / is used in programming languages, and it means some other meanings, like like a column breaking and new line feeds, that kind of stuff. It has a programming language meaning to it, but in this case, when you showing your file paths, use double. Evaluate, you see one has appeared. Now, in that file, go into that file folder. In that folder, create a document with this file name. That's what you see. Okay, now let's evaluate this expression. Goes perfectly fine because this variable is text string, both string. You can concatenate them. Okay, good. But I don't want to call it cc.results. What I want to call it is, after that, I have to put the minus, like a dash, like I have to put like this, underscore. Let's evaluate right here, underscore. After underscore, I want to put this function's date time. This function, there's a get date. That's what I need to put here. When I hit evaluate, it says, no, you have error. Why? Because get date is returning date time, different data types. So I have to make it a string. I have to cast it. So typecast this expression. We already used it. I'm gonna call it, let's say 25, for example, length. I don't know if it's correct. Length, it could, code page is 1252 for Warcard. So it's converting this get date, evaluate Okay, truncation occurred, so let's call it like 50. Okay, so it's giving me a value, something like this. If you guys cannot see it, let me put it over here. So something like this. You see the file path? It's too long, it's looking good, but I have to clean it. I have to take this part, take this part, take the space, take this. Space is not necessary, like you can leave it. It's possible to call the file names with a space, but this usually you cannot put this kind of symbols, you know. So I have to get rid of them using different functions. First, let me actually cut this, and I don't need this part. I don't need this too. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 19 characters. So I have to use substring function to cut from this part. I have to say substring from first character to 19 only. That's what I need. Evaluate it, and I get this. After using substring, I'm getting this. So it's getting better. Now I have to get rid of these dashes. I will use a replace function. It's very similar to T-SQL because it belongs to Microsoft. T-SQL also belongs to Microsoft, so they made them very similar. So I'm gonna put replace dash with empty string, nothing. When I do this, that's what I get. Still, I have to replace this column and spaces. That's my goal. Let's do both operation at one time. Then I will show you guys the result. Replace. First, I'm going to replace space. With empty string. And I'm going to replace column with empty string too. Evaluate expression looks, I think, perfect. That's oh, I copied the expression instead of results. There you go. And now I have to achieve this .txt. That part is missing. So that's what I need to generate when this file runs. When this when we run this package, that's what we need to see, right? So let's come back here. Let's add that part. Concatenate .txt. Okay, I didn't run it. Evaluate it. Looks perfectly fine. Okay, so I built an expression. This expression at design time is equal to this right now. To this. But at runtime, it will start changing. Every time I run, it will grab the value of the get date, and it will concatenate to this result, and it will create new name. At runtime, it will change its value. Okay, so all I have to do is I have to come here, and I have to say, is the destination path variable? True. Yes, it is a variable. That's what I need to say. And then I have to select that variable. And it will give you the variables that you have created. It will give it to you. So you don't have to look for it. It already knows exactly what you're doing. And it will give you the option. Which one is that? File name, full path, or folder path? It's going to be destination full path. And say, okay, that's all the change we made. Nothing else. Everything is staying the same. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it. Let's call them correctly, nicely. Rename the file. Move it to archive folder. That's what you're doing here. Okay. And also I'm gonna put breakpoint. Before it, I need to stop. So let's run it. So we have run this folder. First file, ETL part, has created at the source cc.txt. It has this file. Now, when I run this, it also went successfully, and it has deleted that file. It copied that file from this place and put it into here. And it called it differently. And it didn't fail. You see, it's coming with a time. Date, year, months, date, and seconds, up to seconds is correct. So what is the benefit of it? I can run this package as many times as I want now. So I'm gonna remove the breakpoint. Also, actually, what? Let's actually run this several times. So I ran one time, two times. I should see two more new files there at the destination folder. Here we go. They are in a distance, in a split seconds difference between them. So basically, this is a dynamic package. Why it's called dynamic package? Because this the connection streams are built using expressions that change value at the runtime. That's what's happening. And we can actually see that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add breakpoints before it and after it, okay? And then I'm gonna run it. After as it starts running, I'm gonna look at this window, and I'm gonna go to locals. Inside the locals, I should see the variable that I have created. The variable is destination full path. And it's also, it starts with user usually. Both of them are next to each other in this case, and I need destination full path. Here I can see the value, but you can see it with all the system variables. Kind of messy, so I'm gonna put in here. And also this is from the last time when we were doing the debugging, so that variable does not exist here. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press delete, and it will take care of that. This is the value of the current variable. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring it here and put it on the left side. Here you go. This is the value. And when I hit next, you see it's ending with 24. Hit next, it changed. Run it again. It's showing the last value, which was 504. Hit next, 509, 5-second difference. And that's it, gone, and the package is ready. It's been through. I'll remove them because I did my debugging, and I see the destination. New files are created every time. They are being basically archived. So basically, this is very simple dynamic package example. I wanted to show a little bit more, but let's look at the time. 1.5 hours. I think this is good enough for you guys. So for today, I'm gonna save it, close it, and I want, if you can, please send it tonight or maybe by tomorrow night. I'll try to send attach the videos today. Stop it.